We're focusing on Neymar's performance in the Champions League as a tournament as a whole, especially in the lead up to the final, and then we will get to what we did see in the final. So, Craig Burley, do you think that he took a step forward in terms of what we did see en route to the final?
Well, he took a step forward in previous years in terms of that he was fit, because he had horrendous injury luck, at least one of the last two, maybe the last 2 years, when PSG really needed them, and you know, that's something that's out of his hands. There's a lot of people been lining up, Kay, to bash him. Whilst I would call his performance frustrating, what I saw, to be honest with you, and if I take the final in its own isolation at the moment, was a guy who I think was always too, if you can be too desperate to win it, this was what he looked to me. And I think it's easy to come out and say, Neymar rubbish, didn't do this, didn't do that. You know, we can look at Kylian Mbappe as well, who was, you know, pretty awful in the fight. He had the best chance of the game and completely fluffed it. He's a World Cup winner, you know, arguably the most talented youngster in world football. So he wasn't alone, Neymar, but of course he's the one, or one of the ones, that people look to for big performances. But I actually think he was trying too much, you know, and I think clearly he's a marked man, and there was a few heavy shunts went in on him in the second half, particularly from Goretzka, but we just didn't see the best of him. And I thought he performed better in the Atalanta game. I thought he performed better in the Leipzig game. Yes, he got criticised, Kay, for his finishing, which was poor on all the on particularly in those two occasions, but it didn't affect his team. And the final, it affected his team. I actually think the best chance he had wasn't a bad finish. I think it was actually a really good save from Manuel Neuer in the first half, when Neuer made himself so big, and I think it clipped off his heel, hit his backside, and got very lucky. I don't think that was bad finishing. I thought it was very good goalkeeping. So, yeah, I've bashed Neymar before, but I wouldn't go as far to say... I've bashed him for some of his antics off the field. But I saw a guy with a great attitude, just desperately trying to win, and being frustrated that his side didn't play well and he didn't play well.
Do you think that his future remains at PSG? Do you think that he should stick around there?
Do you know, I think PSG is a vehicle for people to come in, do things quickly, and get out again. Because there are bigger... And this is nothing against French football, because we've had Monaco in the final in recent years. We had Lyon beating City and knocking Juventus out. The French league is good, right? It's not... And the people that come on and call these leagues farmers' leagues have no idea. These leagues are good, but some of these leagues don't sell as well around the world. So they're not as prominent as other leagues. They're not watched as much as other leagues. So we are a little bit more ignorant to them. But there's no doubt PSG's dominance, in some sense like Juve's dominance in Italy, is a little bit of a put-off, but more so in France. So I kind of see him looking to move on along with Mbappe. And you know, we know Thiago Silva's leaving PSG. There's going to be a big turnaround of players. And maybe he'll get another 12 months out of him at PSG. But I think at the 12 months, Kay, that would be the absolute max.
So you think there's another club that would be the route to greatness that he's looking for? Because obviously that was a good opportunity for him to win it.
Yeah, he's done the Barcelona thing. I don't think he's in the mould of a Bayern Munich player under Hansi Flick. I could really see him. I think, and I don't know this, but I think he's a good fit at Real Madrid. I mean, I really do. They've got I know they didn't finish the season as successfully as they would have wanted in terms of the Champions League, but they topped the tree in Spain again, which was a big thing for them, and you know that very well, better than me. And we've had Steve, you know, our colleague and friend of ours, Steve McManaman, a couple of years ago, you know, what would you rather win as a Real Madrid player, the Champions League or La Liga? And I was dumbfounded, but he said La Liga, because it's so important for them. And they are back at the top of the tree now, but they are needing some adjustments. You know, there's big question marks about Hazard. You know, he came in last year, and let's be honest, he was fat, he was overweight, and he said it himself. Oh, I don't bother me backside during the pre-season. But you're at Real Madrid, you're supposed to be the top player. If you're going to come out with these words, Kay, you're going to have to score 30 goals that season and be the top man. Otherwise, you're going to keep yourself fit In the pre-season, you're at one of the biggest clubs and you're scrutinised as much as any player, arguably in world football now. And he was disappointing. I think Neymar would fit that perfectly. Zidane can't have passengers, and I could see Real Madrid being a really good fit for Neymar. And we know Zidane has a way of putting an arm around a player, the big egos, massaging those egos, Gareth Bale apart, and getting the job done. And nobody needs that ego massage more than Neymar. And boy, if you start getting the best out of him at Real Madrid, watch out.
So, okay, with that in mind, where would you put him if he's playing his best football? If you are to put, say, Messi and a Cristiano in the top two, where does Neymar fall?
Probably just behind. Well, I'm not. If I'm missing anybody out, let me know. But he's falling behind those two, like a lot of people, falling behind those two. So he's gone into probably a number 3 bracket. It's hard to tell off the top of my head because there is so many good players. But as I mentioned, either at the start of this segment or in another segment, it's all morphed into one now at the moment. Okay, is that what people don't understand is to knock out the numbers that these two have knocked out for over 10 years. I don't think Mbappe will do it. I don't think Neymar hasn't done it. I don't think the next greatest thing, the next best, slice of bread coming through as a youngster, I don't think they're going to be able to do that. I'll be surprised if we see anybody hit an average of 50 goals a season, there or thereabouts, for a 10 to 12 year period from those two players. So everybody is fighting for 3, 4 and 5 and the 5th place behind these two because it's been phenomenal. And as I said, I just don't think we'll ever see those numbers again from one player.
So it might not quite be Messi or Cristiano, but perhaps there's still a lot more to come from Neymar.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.